Okay, it's been, well, I mean, y'all been seeing me post, but it's been a while. I just got back home from the hospital, not for me. They, you know, I believe that they're deliberately doing certain things to interfere with my sister's health. But of course, us as TIs, we have to tread very, carefully, because you gotta remember, one, we're talking about so-called emerging technologies that's not necessarily, you know, meant to be fictional yet, even though we've already done the research to find that they've been working on this type of technology for decades, and they got biosensors and other types of nanotechnologies all inside of us, and they're operating 24 hours a day, constantly sending and receiving data, our bio data, sending the data, and then also receiving electrical signals or RF radio frequencies from external sources that then are converted by the biosensors into electrical signals that the body can then understand. So, yeah, I cut my hair, and I was actually very relieved once I did that, because it was like with every time I kept cutting off a piece, it felt like something was just breaking off and freeing from me, and I was like, oh, that felt so good. I just kept cutting them off, and then eventually I was like, oh, it feels so good. And then I looked down at the bottom of my tub, because I was just decided to cut my hair while I was in the shower, and then I was like, dang, that's a lot of hair, but I don't want to just throw it away. So I found out a long time ago that burning your hair is actually kind of like spiritual work, really. You can actually so-called burn off like curses or negative energy, or sometimes it could be even entities attached to you through your hair. And then when you burn your hair, you could actually kind of, well, give yourself some relief of these entities. But anyway, so biosensors, going back to that, this is gonna be the test, and I would like, if anyone who is a medical professional, for you to step in and say something, because that's the one thing that I kind of been really looking forward to, is like, yeah, I'm posting all these things, but I'm not getting any responses, from, well, anyone that will tell me that I'm wrong. The only type of comments I ever get from people is, oh, you're so weird, or, oh, you sound crazy, or, oh, you need to get help. But no one ever tries to, come at me on like an intellectual level, where they're actually telling me how I'm wrong. All they do is, well, tell me that I'm crazy. And I'm like, okay, so those of us who have been doing our research, and we learn how they use, proxies and propaganda and slander campaigns and stuff, like, we already know how they try to discredit you. One of the first things they do is they'll call you crazy, but they don't actually explain to you why you're crazy, or they don't actually tell you how you're wrong, and because you're wrong, that makes you seem crazy. They just say, oh, you're crazy, but anyway, so this is something that I've seen done on the internet quite a few times. Different people. Literally, you take some cranberry juice, wine, or grape juice. It doesn't have to be a lot. See, just that much. Excuse my mess. Excuse my mess. And take this. Okay. So you see that, right? Now watch. Watch. I don't know how many other people look at that. Now mind you, now the V2K, they got a campaign going on where they're like, oh, Chris got multiple diseases in him. He got multiple viruses in him. Mind you, if you have been doing your research about biosensors and whatnot, biosensors can basically stimulate and replicate almost anything that has a frequency. So, like, let's say, the flu. If someone wanted to give you the flu and you know that you're normally a very, very healthy person, they can literally send signals from wherever they at or whatever devices they're using. That signal or that code, first it starts off as code. That code is then converted into radio frequencies and it's transmitted to the biosensors, or it's transmitted, right? And then it's received by the biosensors. And then those radio frequencies are then converted into electrical impulses in the body, which can then stimulate the flu. And I find it even more intriguing every time when you go to the doctor and, they do all these tests and they're like, oh, we don't know. We're not sure what it is. We don't know. And I'm just like, all right. But yet, now you see how everything just stopped moving? So now, all around the rim, that's where I feel the most energy at. But towards the center, I don't feel as much energy. But going out towards the edge, almost as if like the biosensors were trying to escape the alcohol and they just went to the edge because that's the part that doesn't have the most alcohol concentrations. That's what it feels like. It's like nothing much in the center, but when I move my hands around the edge, that's where it feels like it's literally like they were escaping. If I try to explain a little bit more, see how it's going there? I told you it was on the edge, so it's like they were running. It's like they were trying to escape away from the alcohol, and then now look at it right at the edge. Nah, I'm waiting for someone who is in the medical field to explain to me what am I looking at, because people want to think I'm crazy when I tell them that we got biosensors in us. And if you're not a part of the secret society, you won't have access to your W band, your wireless body area network. If you're not a part of the secret society, you're not going to have access to your avatar, your data. They keeping all that stuff secret just so that they can manipulate everyone who has the technology in them, but they can't access the app, the software. They can't access none of that. But other people who do have access, they're accessing your body, your information, your memories. They're accessing everything about you and then extracting whatever they want from you without you ever knowing. And because this is emerging technology, it's hard to prove because supposedly it don't exist. Unless you're a part of the military industrial complex, the secret societies, and probably some parts of Silicon Valley. Yeah. Like only if you're in the know, then you would probably know. But if you're not, then well, you're doing things like this to try to figure out what is happening. And now that I've sprayed the alcohol, I don't feel as much energy anymore coming from the plate, except right here. So let me see something. Mind you, all I sprayed was all I used was some cranberry juice, regular ocean spray, 100% cranberry juice. Switched it around in my mouth, and then put some alcohol on it, and boom. You get a whole Energy Works show. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that part because I'm like, yo, I seen the videos online and I told myself, yo, I gotta try it. Because if I try it and I see it, it's gonna be like, confirmation. Because it's like, think about it. Do you know how small nano is? And it's like you're watching it, right? Nano is extremely small. Like the fact that you were able to see all that stuff jumping around, some of the stuff was moving, but you didn't actually see something moving. But it's like whatever of these clumps that you see, that's a cluster. That's a cluster. So the other little individual little nanotransmitters or whatever that you seen that was causing the ripples and stuff, that's the part you just can't see with the naked eye. And I've already done the research and found that alcohol, when it's too much or too high in concentration, it can actually disrupt and cause the biosensors to malfunction. And it's funny because they've been switching up their dialogues lately, or their statements and whatnot in the V2K. They've been saying he's not a victim no more, because they're saying I'm not like I don't know why they started saying I'm not a victim anymore, but I'm assuming it's because I start to take a more I guess kind of passive aggressive but academic approach. They're like, oh, he's like trying to learn about, you know, basically esoteric stuff. So they're like, oh, he's trying to go on an offense through a different way, because obviously you can't use the normal means of, you know, weapons that we're used to seeing, because, well, you see what they do to TIs, you know. You go and get a gun, they're going to find a way to set you up with the gun that you probably legally purchased. You try to see if you can, you know, get police involved. They're just going to give you the runaround or tell you that, you know, they don't have the equipment to be able to, you know, help us in the way that we need to be helped, whatever. You know, so it's like, okay, I'm not just going to take it though. You know, and I would love to get it. I would really love to get a radio frequency jammer and try that, because I feel like if I was to get a jammer, that might bring all transmissions into my body to a halt. You know, because they're basically using the same like I guess like what is it, 2.4 gigahertz, like it's like basically like Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signals. You use a jammer that can basically jam Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and cellular signals, you might be able to stop all the remote neural monitoring attacks, you know. But hey, is it still going? No, I'm pretty much stopped. But yeah, that's it. So hey, maybe you all should try it too. All right, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.